For a long time, my mind was my own worst enemy. I used to get stuck in endless loops of overthinking. I'd lie awake at night replaying conversations, imagining what I should have said. And then I'd jump to the future, picturing worst-case scenarios, failures, betrayals, things falling apart. It felt like I was constantly trying to control everything, but never actually succeeding. One moment that really shifted something for me was a quiet afternoon in the park. I'd had a stressful week and I was spiraling inside my head again. Work pressure, personal doubts, old wounds. It all felt like too much. I sat there staring at nothing and suddenly noticed how tight my chest was, how shallow my breathing had become. That's when I realized I wasn't here. I was lost somewhere between yesterday and tomorrow. With time, I started to understand something deeper. When we live in the past or the future, we give away our power. We make ourselves feel helpless. And here's what really clicked for me. Many of the worst-case scenarios we imagine are not random. From my own experience, they often come from early childhood as a kind of emotional survival mechanism. Imagine this. As a child, you have a father who constantly makes promises. You get excited, hopeful, and then time and time again, he lets you down. Maybe he forgets. Maybe he just disappears. As a kid, you can't just walk away. You can't fix it. You can't take matters into your own hands. You're helpless. So your mind adapts. It creates a strategy to protect you. Expect the worst. Assume disappointment before it happens, so the pain hits less hard when it does. Back then it worked. It kept you safe, emotionally at least. But as adults, we don't realize that we're still using the same strategy, even though we no longer need it. Today we can take responsibility. We can walk away. We can choose something better. But this old protective pattern quietly shifts from helpful to harmful, from constructive to destructive. Because now, instead of preparing us, it paralyzes us. We get lost in what-ifs, imagining situations where we have no power, no choice, no way out. And in those thoughts, we start to feel powerless again. But here's the thing. If your mind is in a place that isn't the present, you can't act. You can't solve anything that's not actually happening right now. And that's why overthinking makes us feel so stuck. You end up mentally living through the worst thing over and over, but without any way to do something about it. That's often far more painful than if the bad thing actually happened and you could face it and respond. That awareness changed everything for me. I began to catch myself in those loops and remind myself, if it's not happening now, I don't have to deal with it now. And if it does happen, I'll handle it. Because I'm not a helpless kid anymore. I've got options. I've got strength. And I've got the present moment, the only place where real life actually happens. This journey is ongoing. But the more I return to the present, the more peace I find. Overthinking hasn't disappeared completely, but now I see it for what it is, a leftover defense mechanism. And once you're aware of that, you can finally start living again.